While you are watching the news about US and Russia, a massive land grab in the freezing Arctic is about to hit your bank account in Lagos and Abuja. Why is Putin cheering for Trump to annex Greenland? And why does a real estate deal in the North Pole threaten the price of fuel and the value of Naira in 2026? Let's dive into the greatest geopolitical game of our time. Now, why is Russia smiling? According to the latest report from BBC and Russia's state media, Moscow isn't just watching the US Greenland drama, they are gloating. Here is why. For Russia, it's not about who owns the ice, it's about who loses the friendship. Trump's threat of tariff against European allies, Britain, France, Germany over Greenland are tearing NATO apart. A weakened Western allies gives Russia a free hand in Ukraine. Greenland is packed with rare earth minerals and oil of the future used in iPhones and EV battery. If the US controls this, it bypasses China. Russia loves this because it forces a confrontation between the world's biggest powers, keeping the focus of Moscow on Arctic expansions. The greatest deal validation, and Russia's state paper Rossiyskaya Gazeta is calling this Trump historic breakthrough. By passing Trump, they are encouraging the policy that isolates the US from Europe, effectively turning the West into a house divided. You might think Greenland is too far away to matter, but in the global economy of 2026, everything is connected. What happened in the Arctic impact on Nigeria oil prices? Trump wants Greenland for energy dominance. If the US flood the market with new Arctic oil, gas, global price could crash, hitting Nigeria's crude oil revenue and the 2026 budget. Trade war. Trump is threatening a 10 to 25% tariff on Europe ally, and a trade war between the US and EU slows global growth. This reduces demand for Nigeria export and could make import more expensive in Lagos. The Naira geopolitical instability drives investors to safe assets like the dollar or gold. As tensions rise, investors pull money from emerging markets like Nigeria, putting downward pressure on the Naira. Shipping made ice is opening new Arctic shipping routes. These routes could eventually bypass the Suez Canal, shifting global trade patterns away from traditional Arctic routes that Nigeria relies on. Strategic outlook for 2026. The Russian media is right about one thing. The world is at a total loss. For Nigeria, this Arctic Cold War is a signal to speed up economic diversification. We can't remain solely dependent on oil when the world's superpowers are fighting to control the next generation of energy and mineral in the north. If the West allies NATO features further, Nigeria may need to navigate a much more complex multipolar world, balancing relationship between a fortress America, a defensive Europe, or a gloating Russia. Your take on this one, my audience. What do you think? Should Nigeria remain solely dependent on oil, or should we diversify to other sources of income for our economy to boom? Thank you for joining me on this episode. Don't forget to share your comment with me in the comment section and like and forward this video if you like. I'll see you in the next one.